Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of hydroponics and tackling some of the most common problems you might face. Now, if you're new to hydroponics, it's an awesome way to grow plants without soil, giving you more control over their environment. But even seasoned hydroponic gardeners run into issues sometimes. Stay tuned to learn how to keep your hydroponic garden thriving. Alright, let's talk about nutrient deficiencies. Just like us, plants need a balanced diet to thrive. In hydroponics, we're responsible for providing all those essential nutrients directly to the roots. When a plant is lacking a specific nutrient, it'll often give you visual cues. One of the most common signs is yellowing leaves. Yellowing leaves can indicate a nitrogen deficiency, but it can also be a sign of other things like iron deficiency or even overwatering. Start by looking at which leaves are yellowing first. If it's the older lower leaves that are turning yellow, that's a classic sign of nitrogen deficiency. On the other hand, if the newer upper leaves are the ones turning yellow, it could be a sign of iron deficiency. Another thing to look out for is stunted growth, which could indicate a phosphorus deficiency. Once you've identified a nutrient deficiency, adjust your nutrient solution. There are plenty of resources available online and at hydroponic stores that provide specific guidelines on nutrient ratios for different types of plants. Every hydroponic system is unique, so it might take a bit of trial and error to find the perfect balance for your setup. Start with a diluted nutrient solution and gradually increase the concentration as your plants grow. Over-fertilizing can lead to nutrient lockouts, making it difficult for the plants to absorb what they need. To avoid nutrient lockouts, use a high-quality nutrient solution specifically designed for hydroponics. Regularly monitor your pH and EC levels. pH measures the acidity or alkalinity of your nutrient solution, while EC measures its electrical conductivity, indicating nutrient concentration. Most plants prefer a slightly acidic pH between 5.5 and 6.5. Adjust the pH using pH up or pH down solutions. The ideal EC range varies depending on the plant species and its growth stage. Regularly check and adjust your nutrient solution to ensure your plants are getting the balanced diet they need to thrive. Alright, let's face it, no matter how hard we try to create the perfect growing environment, sometimes those pesky pests find their way in. It's frustrating, but it's a reality every gardener has to deal with at some point. But don't worry, we're gonna arm ourselves with the knowledge to fight back and keep those bad boys at bay. Knowledge is power, and with the right strategies, you can protect your garden effectively. Common culprits in hydroponic systems include aphids, spider mites, fungus gnats, and whiteflies. These pests can cause significant damage if not controlled promptly. Aphids are tiny, pear-shaped insects that love to suck the sap out of your plants. They can reproduce rapidly, making them a formidable foe in your garden. You can usually spot them on the undersides of leaves or clustered around new growth. Their presence can stunt plant growth and lead to yellowing leaves. A telltale sign of an aphid infestation is honeydew, a sticky substance they secrete. This can lead to sooty mold, which further harms your plants. Spider mites are even smaller than aphids and can be tricky to spot with the naked eye. They thrive in dry conditions and can quickly become a major problem. They leave behind telltale signs like fine webbing on your plants and stippling on the leaves. This damage can weaken your plants and make them more susceptible to disease. Fungus gnats are attracted to moist environments, and their larvae feed on organic matter, including plant roots. This can lead to root damage and poor plant health. You'll often see them flying around your grow lights or near the surface of your nutrient solution. Their presence can be a sign of overwatering or poor drainage. Whiteflies are small, white-winged insects that resemble tiny moths and feed on plant sap. They can weaken plants and spread plant diseases. When it comes to pest control, start with the least toxic methods first. Natural solutions can be very effective and are safer for you and the environment. Keep your growing area clean and free of debris. A tidy garden is less inviting to pests and helps you spot problems early. Regularly inspect your plants for any signs of pests and remove any infected leaves or stems immediately. Early detection is key to preventing infestations. Introduce beneficial insects like ladybugs, which are voracious aphid eaters. They can help keep pest populations under control naturally. If you're dealing with a more persistent infestation, you might need to use pesticides. Choose products that are safe for your plants and follow the instructions carefully. Insecticidal soap works by disrupting the cell membranes of soft-bodied insects like aphids and spider mites. It's a targeted approach that minimizes harm to beneficial insects. Neem oil is another natural pesticide that can be effective against a wide range of pests. It works by interfering with the pest's hormonal systems. When using any pesticide, always follow the instructions on the label carefully and wear appropriate protective gear. Safety first. Prevention is always better than cure. By maintaining a healthy growing environment, you can reduce the likelihood of pest problems. By taking steps to create a healthy growing environment and being vigilant about pest control, you can keep your hydroponic garden thriving and pest-free. Happy gardening! Alright, let's talk about algae, the uninvited guest that loves to crash the hydroponics party. This tiny green invader can cause big problems if not managed properly. A little bit of algae might not seem like a big deal, but it can quickly turn into a slimy green nightmare if you're not careful. It can spread rapidly and take over your system. Algae is a type of aquatic plant that needs light, water, and nutrients to grow. In a hydroponic system, these conditions are often met perfectly. Hydroponic systems provide the perfect all-you-can-eat buffet for algae. The nutrient-rich water is a feast for these tiny plants. The problem with algae is that it competes with your plants for resources like nutrients and light. This competition can stunt the growth of your plants. It can also clog up your hydroponic system, reduce oxygen levels in your nutrient solution, and harbor plant pathogens. These issues can lead to a decline in plant health. The most common type of algae is green algae, which appears as a green slimy film on the surface of your nutrient solution, on your growing media, or even on your plants. This can be unsightly and harmful. Another type is black algae, which is more stubborn and can be tougher to get rid of. It often requires more effort and stronger treatments. To prevent algae from taking over your hydroponic garden, make your system as inhospitable to algae as possible. This means controlling the environment carefully. Control the three things that algae loves most: light, nutrients, and water. By managing these factors, you can significantly reduce algae growth. Keep your nutrient solution and growing media covered and away from direct light. This simple step can make a big difference. Use opaque reservoirs and tubing, or cover your growing area with a dark cloth or tarp. This helps to block out light that algae needs to grow. Make sure you're not over-fertilizing your plants. Excess nutrients can promote algae growth. Use a high-quality nutrient solution and follow the recommended feeding schedule. This ensures your plants get what they need without excess. Clean up any nutrient solution spills immediately. Spills can provide a breeding ground for algae. Keep your nutrient solution moving with an air pump and air stones to oxygenate it. This helps to prevent algae from settling and growing. If you encounter algae growth, manually remove it. Regular maintenance is key to keeping algae at bay. Skim algae off the surface of your nutrient solution with a net or a paper towel. This can help to keep the water clean. Use a clean sponge or cloth to wipe down any surfaces that have algae on them. Regular cleaning prevents buildup. For more stubborn algae growth, use a diluted hydrogen peroxide solution. This can be an effective treatment. Hydrogen peroxide can kill algae without harming your plants. It's a safe and effective option. Another option is to use an algicide, but choose one that's safe for hydroponic use and follow the instructions carefully. Always read the label. Prevention is always better than cure when it comes to algae. Taking proactive steps can save you a lot of trouble. By controlling light, nutrients, and water, you can create a less hospitable environment for algae. This is the key to a healthy system. Keep your hydroponic garden thriving by staying vigilant and proactive. Happy growing! Okay, let's dive into a topic that's not so pleasant but super important: root rot. This is a common issue that many hydroponic gardeners face, and it can be quite devastating if not addressed promptly. Root rot is a serious problem that can quickly kill your plants if left untreated. It can spread rapidly, affecting not just one plant but potentially your entire garden. It's caused by fungi and bacteria that thrive in overly wet and poorly aerated conditions. These pathogens attack the roots, leading to decay and ultimately plant death. Your plant's roots need to breathe just like you and me. Without proper oxygen, they can't function effectively. If they're constantly submerged in water without access to oxygen, they'll suffocate and become susceptible to root rot. This is why maintaining the right balance of moisture and air is crucial. The first sign of root rot is often wilting, even if the growing medium is moist. This can be confusing, as it might seem like the plants need more water. Damaged roots are no longer able to absorb water and nutrients effectively. This leads to further stress on the plant. As root rot progresses, you might notice stunted growth, yellowing leaves, leaf drop, soft, mushy stems, and even a foul odor coming from the roots or the growing medium. These are all signs that the roots are in trouble. If you suspect your plants have root rot, act quickly. The sooner you address the issue, the better the chances of saving your plants. Remove the affected plants to prevent the spread of the disease. This is a crucial step in containing the problem. Carefully remove the plants from their growing medium and inspect the roots. Look for signs of rot and decay. Healthy roots are typically white or light brown and firm to the touch. They should look vibrant and strong. Root rot causes the roots to turn brown or black and become soft and mushy. These roots are no longer viable and need to be removed. Trim away any damaged or diseased roots using sterilized scissors or pruning shears. Be sure to sterilize your tools before and after use to prevent further contamination. Treat the remaining healthy roots with a fungicide to help prevent the disease from spreading. This can give your plants a fighting chance. Replant the affected plants in fresh, sterile growing medium. This helps to eliminate any lingering pathogens. Avoid using the old growing medium as it may be contaminated. Always start with a clean slate. Improve aeration and drainage in your hydroponic system. This can be achieved by using air pumps and ensuring proper drainage. Make sure your growing medium is well draining and that your nutrient solution is properly aerated. This helps to keep the roots healthy. Use an air pump and air stones or add hydrogen peroxide to your nutrient solution. These measures can significantly improve oxygen levels. Avoid overwatering by allowing the growing medium to dry out slightly between waterings. This prevents the roots from becoming waterlogged. Maintain proper hygiene by sterilizing your growing equipment regularly. This helps to prevent the introduction of pathogens. Prevention is always better than cure when it comes to root rot. By taking proactive steps, you can avoid this issue altogether. By creating a healthy growing environment and monitoring your plants, you can keep your hydroponic garden thriving and root rot free. Happy gardening! Thanks for watching. I hope these tips help you troubleshoot some of the most common hydroponic problems. Remember, every hydroponic system is unique, so don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you and your plants. The most important thing is to be observant, address issues promptly, and never give up on your green thumb aspirations. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more hydroponic tips and tricks. And be sure to share this video with your fellow hydroponic enthusiasts so they can keep their gardens thriving too. Happy gardening, everyone!